Good morning everyone, this is the voiceover guy. I'm heading out to an appointment with the guys from Gibson, Amsterdam. They said they have something interesting for me to try out. I have an idea what it could be, but I'm not too sure. Let's find out.
Ooh, what's that? This is taking forever. Nou, jij moet geen unboxing kanaal beginnen.
Nou, goed man.
Ja, dankjewel. Hoi.
Walking away with a Gibson. I've had worse days. So here it is. Gibson Les Paul Standard 50's gold top. Ooh. Oh, that factory smell, that lacquer. Make sure we're getting some fresh air. Don't want to pass out in the middle of this video. And this guitar, or this line of guitars, might be the turning point for Gibson. So this is actually the first one of this line that entered Europe, and I'm the first one to play that first guitar, which is pretty awesome, but also pretty terrible because I have to keep it in mint condition. And my reputation of keeping things in mint condition is not good. Let's say I have the odds against me. Martin D42. Oh, not good, not good. That ruined my day, my week. It ruined me. I'm still crying. So let's try to be a little more careful with this one. So this is it, the first line of new guitars under the new vision of the new CEO, J.C.Curleigh, who has the task to bring Gibson back to the top. And this guitar might just do that. So this is the Standard series, just the Les Paul, their main gig, their cornerstone of the Les Paul family, if you will. Thank God, if you ask me. It returns to that classic design that initially made the Les Paul what it is today. So the Standard 50s has a solid mahogany body, a beautiful piece, no weight relief, and of course a maple top, a mahogany neck, beautiful vintage style tuners that says Gibson Deluxe on there, with some nice vintage diamond style tuning pegs, a Graphtec nut, rosewood fingerboard, a beautiful trapezoid, I don't know what it's called, inlays, just nice all the way through. Two humbuckers, of course, burstbucker 1 in the neck. Burstbucker 2 in the bridge. Let's tune it up a little bit. So the elements have Alnico 2 magnets, 4 pot meters as you would expect, volume and tone. They turned quite light, which I actually like. The 59 reissue is pretty heavy on the knobs. So if your hands are sweaty, which happens, they are pretty hard to turn, but with this one it's pretty easy, that's nice. So there are no slots in the saddles, so you have to do that with yourself, probably with a hammer, a very light touch to make a small incision, and then with a nut file or a saddle file. There's no push-pull pots, and I'm pretty happy with that. So my American Deluxe Strat, Cherry Burst one, has a brilliant feature on here, the S1 switch. So it's a switch in the volume pot. And guess what switch I never ever used apart from when I bought it? There's one switch, yeah. So to me, push-pull switches, you know, the times I saw them used mostly is in my teaching room. When students got a new guitar and showing the features of the new guitar. And on stage, I don't see too many people using it. Of course, there are people that love it and that use it, but I haven't seen that many, to be honest. So I don't know, for me it's always been a bit of a gimmick. And I'm really glad that this 50's Les Paul doesn't have push-pull pots, just what you would expect. So it definitely pays tribute to the 50's, the golden era of Gibson. And it's a guitar we all know. But is it a guitar we all gonna love? So the minute I picked up this guitar, it felt good. You know, sometimes you pick up a guitar and you just have the feeling the parts belong together. It is one guitar. And with this guitar I had that feeling. 1.5 years back I had the journey of picking up, well, the quest of finding my new perfect Les Paul, and I ended up with this 59 custom shop reissue. So I've played a lot of Les Pauls in that time, so I know what I like, I know what I don't like. I played custom shops, I played traditionals, I played standards, I played them all. So this is what became my guitar, so I know what I like. It has a nice 50's fat neck, it's very good playable, it's a little less fat than my 59, so a little more shallow, but it has this nice chunky feel to it. When I look at the bindings, the fretwork, it's all nicely done. The finish is very lovely, very sweet. Attention to detail, it just looks like everything is alright with this guitar. The way it should be with a guitar like this price point. And the tuners, they are very smooth as well. You know, 9 out of 10 times you definitely can tell the quality of a guitar by just looking at the tuners. If it turns smoothly, if there's no hiccups, if the ratio is any good, vintage keystone buttons. It's funny because my first Les Paul, my first real guitar was a Les Paul Studio. So my history with Les Pauls is pretty big. I played this guitar on my audition for the conservatory. I learned to play on this guitar. It was my main guitar for 5-6 years until I got the Strat, which I just showed you, the one with the S1 switch. So this one, the output is way louder than this one. And the 59, so it's really massive, and it really, when you're playing an AC30 like at breaking point, this one with the Elnico 2, you really get to keep the dynamic range of the amp, and with the louder pickups, to me it just doesn't work. I'm losing dynamics. So I have the 59 reissue, the custom shop, and now also the standard. For a few days it's going to be picked up again, but you know, it's cool to have the family. So these pickups, I think they are nice. Maybe the neck pickup lacks a little bit of punch or clarity, I don't know. So other than that, for me, this is just a Les Paul, how a Les Paul should be. No bells and whistles, no zero fret, no wider necks, no push-pull stuff, no robot tuners. No crazy colors, just a classic gold top. It's just a good sounding guitar and a good playing guitar. That's all a Les Paul needs to be. One thing that's going to be very important for the success of this guitar is going to be the price point. So now the standards are from 3K and up. I don't know if they can shed somehow a few hundreds off the price point and keep the QC up. This is going to be a game changer, I'm sure, because this is the guitar everyone wants. I don't know, it's just a big thing. Price, difficult, very difficult. And now for the 59. I just dropped my pick, just picking a new one. It's gone. So, see, it's a little more rounded, a little more punchy, a little more mass and fatness to the sound. back to this one. Let's try the studio as well. Yeah, not that bad. Oh, that smell. If I'm going funny, that's the smell. See, it's a little less loud than the studio. A little more controlled, I think. One thing, it feels really new. So new guitars always have a sort of stiffness to it, you know. You have to play a guitar a little bit before it really settles. You're just refining the guitar and you're making it yours instead of a brand new wooden thing from a factory. So it needs to live, but you know, other than that, it's a really nice guitar. So well done, Gibson. Let's hope for a turning point and let's see more of these beautiful workhorses leave the shop and the factory. So let's hope for a brighter future for a company that's been like one of the most influential guitar brands of all time. Hi.
Goedemiddag. Ik kom een pakketje ophalen.
Ja, dit is hem.
Is
Maar,
goed. Sorry.
ik wil hem eigenlijk houden.
Nee, ik moet het echt meenemen, meneer. Ik heb opdracht van mijn baas gekregen en ik moet het gewoon meenemen.
Nee.